Most people don't fail because they lack ambition. They fail because they try to change their entire life overnight. They sprint toward their future like a starving man chasing a feast, desperate, intense, unstoppable. But intensity has a cost, and sooner or later, the body slows, the mind rebels, and everything they built in that burst begins to collapse. So let me ask you something. What's more powerful, running fast for a week or walking steadily for years? Because one of those builds a future and the other builds regret. My name is Grandpa T, and I'm glad you're here. Sit with me for a moment, because what I'm about to share with you is not loud advice. It won't hype you up. It won't make you feel invincible for the next 24 hours. But if you truly understand it, it will quietly change your life forever. You see, life isn't a race with a finish line you can see. It's more like crossing an endless desert. Some run, thinking speed will save them, but they forget one thing. The desert doesn't reward speed. It rewards those who manage their energy, who ration their resources, who understands that survival is not about how fast you go, but how long you can keep going. And today I want to give you the answer. It's to always strive for sustainability, not extremes, not all or nothing thinking, but a rhythm you can live with for a very long time. Let's talk about the lie we've all been sold. That change must be dramatic to be meaningful. That if you're not suffering, you're not progressing. That if it doesn't feel extreme, it doesn't count. So what do people do? They go all in. They cut off sugar completely. They wake up at 4 a.m. overnight. They try to save every single dollar. They eliminate everything unproductive. And for a moment, it feels incredible, because intensity feels like control. It gives you the illusion that you finally figured it out. But intensity is like holding your breath underwater. At first, you feel powerful, disciplined, different from everyone else, but eventually, your lungs begin to burn, your body demands air, and no matter how strong you think you are, you will come up gasping, not because you're weak, but because you were never meant to live that way. Let's take something simple, sugar. If you've spent years, maybe your entire life, consuming it regularly, do you really believe your body will just accept its disappearance? No, because habits are not just behaviors. They are patterns wired into your brain. They are comfort. They are familiarity. They are emotional anchors. So when you remove them completely, your mind doesn't say, "Good job." It says, "Something is missing." And that feeling, that quiet tension, that whisper in the back of your head, it doesn't go away. It grows until one day you don't just eat sugar, you binge it. And now not only have you broken your rule, you feel guilt, shame, frustration, and just like that, the system collapses. But what if you approached it differently? What if instead of elimination, you chose reduction? What if sugar became a reward instead of a constant? Now you're not fighting your nature, you're reshaping it, slowly, patiently, and more importantly, sustainably. The same principle applies to money. You'll hear advice like save aggressively, cut all unnecessary spending, delay gratification at all costs. And yes, mathematically, that works, but life is not lived on a spreadsheet, because here's what happens when you remove all enjoyment. Your life becomes something you want to escape from. And when you feel trapped, you don't stay disciplined. You break free. And when you break free, you don't just spend a little. You overcompensate because you've been deprived for too long. So instead of progress, you get cycles: extreme saving, followed by extreme spending; discipline, followed by collapse. But sustainability breaks that cycle. You save, but you live. You plan, but you breathe. You give yourself permission in controlled, intentional ways. And that changes everything, because now you're not enduring your life. You're building it. Let me tell you something important. You are not failing because you lack discipline. You are failing because you are trying to live in a way that was never designed to last. You are trying to become a machine in a body that feels, in a mind that remembers, in a life that requires balance. The real wisdom is not in forcing yourself beyond your limits, but in understanding where those limits are and working with them. If you've ever burned out, if you've ever started strong only to fall off, then this message is for you. Take a moment, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I choose sustainability, because this isn't just a mindset, it's a commitment to doing things differently and going through life in a sustainable way that you can commit to for years to come. Balance is often misunderstood. People think it means doing less, being soft, taking it easy. But that's not balance. Balance is control. Think about a tightrope walker. Every step is calculated. Every shift is intentional. Too far in one direction, they fall. Too far in the other, they fall again. So what do? They adjust constantly. That's what sustainable living looks like. You don't eliminate joy, you regulate it. You don't avoid discipline, you structure it. You don't live in extremes, you live in alignment. Because the truth is, delayed gratification only works if it's tolerable. If your entire life becomes one long act of waiting, you won't make it. But if you allow yourself moments of reward, moments of relief, moments of being human, then suddenly the journey becomes bearable. And when something is bearable, it becomes repeatable. Let me give you a new way of thinking. People underestimate time. They think success comes from doing more, when in reality, it comes from doing things longer. A small habit, repeated daily for years, will outperform a massive effort done once. Every time. It's like water against stone. If you strike a rock with water at full force once, nothing happens. But if water drips on it, day after day, year after year, eventually the stone gives in, not because the water is stronger, but because it never stopped. That's the power of sustainability. It turns small actions into unstoppable forces. Here's where things get interesting. When something becomes sustainable, it stops feeling like discipline and starts becoming identity. You're no longer trying to eat healthy. You just do. You're no longer forcing yourself to save money. It becomes natural because you've built a system that fits your life instead of fighting against it. And that's the real goal. Not temporary change, but permanent transformation. So don't chase extremes. Don't burn yourself out trying to become someone overnight. Because the truth is, fast change impresses people, but slow, sustainable change transforms lives. Be patient. Be consistent. Be wise enough to pace yourself. Be the lantern, not the wildfire, because the wildfire burns bright, but only for a moment. The lantern guides the entire journey. This is Grandpa T, and I'll see you again in the next